Hey guys, this is Kami-Ken, and I wanted to show you a quick perspective trick to use when you are having trouble placing figures on a panel where you've already drawn other characters and you're trying to place where the others might be in perspective. Because I ran into that problem when I was drawing this bottom panel here, and I drew in these two characters first. And I needed to place a third character, but I didn't know quite where to do it. I didn't want to base the perspective on these two characters. I needed to have this character be in the shot with his face. So what I did in this case was I drew this character right after I drew these two. I drew him right exactly where he is right now in this exact pose. And what I did was I took another scrap sheet of paper and I extended his art all the way down past the page, past the panel, to see where he would actually line up in perspective. And then I took the lines from the bottom of where he was standing to establish the ground, plane. And then I drew all the lines towards an imaginary vanishing point, because since we're looking down at the characters, the horizon line is going to be higher than the characters. It's going to be up above them. So these vanishing point lines, which go on the horizon, are going to go off into the distance in this direction, in this general direction. And so I had every single line go that way, and I established the lines going in the other direction to go this way. And so those lines are generally trending in that direction. If I really wanted to, I could take a ruler, or I could take another piece of paper and rule it out all the way to where it actually goes. But in some cases, particularly in this one, it would probably be a mile off just by how much the lines, how far the lines are converging over in that direction. It would take several pages to actually get to the vanishing point in that direction. It'd be a lot closer in this one. I'd be able to take that in the direction of one page. So that's how I figured out where to plant his feet and where to plant the ground, so that when I draw this panel, it's in the right place. Like the lines look natural. At the very least, it's convincing to that they're in the same room, because I didn't just guess where the ground would be. I tried. That's where all the erased lines come from. I tried to guess, but when I couldn't do it convincingly, I was like, okay, I need to take another sheet of paper, establish the ground plane, and then do all the lines that way. So if I were to show you how that actually looks like, I'll use the back of this. So basically what I did, the line is supposed to look like, or the basic grid is supposed to look like this. So this is the horizon line. I usually call it HL, or you can call it the I line. And then I'll plot like a vanishing point here and a vanishing point there. And since all the lines up and down don't converge anywhere, it's a 2-point perspective, because if they were to converge up or down, it would be 3-point. But in this case, I was just going for a 2-point shot, so it's just straight up and down. And so then all the lines come from this vanishing point like that. It makes the lines come out that way, and then I'll put VP for both of these. Then the other lines come from there, and that's what establishes the 2-point perspective that we had in that scene. so that we could establish where the characters were standing at. So we have one guy here, and we have the two other characters here. And you want to get a feel for like how tall your characters are in general, so that you know how tall they are when they're crouching or kneeling, and so that they're not like, you know, their proportions aren't off. So yeah, that's how the scene would look like if you zoomed all the way out and could see what it actually looks like. And when you go back to the actual panel, that's what it looks like. So yeah, I'm probably gonna try to ink in the ground plane from here and just move on to the next page. I'm almost done with inking all the characters and the major stuff for chapter 2. So yeah, I'm just trudging along with this. If you didn't know, the comic that I'm currently working on is my latest webcomic called Saintly. This is chapter 1. And I finally got that printed out, sold it some at a convention that I had in Austin. And you can read Saintly. It is a demon chase horror action comedy about two best friends who have to outrun the demon loan sharks that they borrowed from. Basically, it's like Scooby-Doo meets K-pop Demon Hunters without the K-pop. And the story backs the main character into a corner where she has to decide between the hard path to success or lose her soul to the lure of easy money. And we get to see the ramifications of her choice, and if she can hide this deal with the devil from her friend, or if it will tear them apart. And I hope you read my comic in the description and check out the story. It should appear in your email inbox or your spam folder if you don't see it. So thanks for watching, and please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.